Welcome to the space exploration class, everyone. In this class, we are going to learn a lot of interesting stuff about space, about what's outside the universe. We will learn things like planets, rockets, satellites, the moons, the formation of these stars, the galaxies. We believe we have billions and billions of stars there. Our sun, our ultimate star, the sun that gives us life or supports our life. In fact, the makeup of this sun, what the sun actually releases to this, its effects and its advantages. We will also deep dive into the moon, what the moon is about, the formation of the moon, what's on the moon, how does the moon moves, the gravity, the effect of the moon on Earth's ocean and Earth itself. How does, or the distance between the moon and the Earth, how is it going? I know most of you have heard the distance keeps on increasing. The moon is getting farther away. What is actually causing that? We will also take a deep look at the various planets that are outer the universe. For example, the Mercury, the Venus, the Mars, the Jupiter, the Uranus, the Neptune, and of course, the dwarf planet, Pluto. We will also take a deep look onto what rockets are. These rockets we've been seeing, these heavy machines that lift up itself, what dynamics are into these signs? How does a rocket lift itself? How is it built? What are the components of a rocket? What fuel does a rocket use? What are the payload? What is a cone? What's a thrust? What is a jet propulsion unit? You learn all these. So at the end of the day, at the end of this training, you have a better concept about the whole space exploration. We will also take a look at the distance, how this distance between the moons, the various planets, the Earth, the other galaxies are calculated. We will take a look at other strange things like black holes. What actually is a black hole? What I thought is a black hole, and what effect does it have? As I've already said, this is going to be an interesting class, and I will encourage each of you to participate heavily. Now, over a billion years ago, everything came into existence. Why do I mean that by that? When we talk about existence, see, something wasn't there, something which isn't there, but all of a sudden it came. Now we have so many speculations about the existence of the universe, our Earth, and so many heavenly bodies. Some believe in the Big Bang theory, others believe in religious-based facts, and so on and so forth. What this training wants to give you is to give you the knowledge about the universe, how things work out in the universe, how we humans are able to go outer the universe, explore and exploit with our various heavy machines such as the satellite, our rockets, spacecraft, and a whole lot of things. Today, our first topic, or our first device, or our first machine we'll look at is satellite. What is a satellite? I know most of you guys have heard of satellites. Satellites being abilities that produce signals for communication, for signals from the weather, about any flying objects, signals, and so many ways that help us in our daily activities. What is a satellite? Well, it is believed that every heavenly body that's orbiting another body is a satellite. Now, satellites, we will be talking about satellites here in terms of the artificial, the man-made satellites. We have so many satellites in space. The ones that have finished performing their duties and have turned to debris. When we talk about debris, they are the leftover of satellites which have exhausted their lifespan. So a satellite was meant to spend 5 years in space. Now the 5 years is up. The satellite is no more working. It actually disintegrates, and the parts continue to revolve around the body it was set to revolve. Satellites come in so many different forms. We have the satellite for weather, the satellite for telecommunications, the satellite for internet signals, and the satellite for detecting of objects. We have so many uses of satellite. Satellite helps we humans on Earth, our communications among ourselves, our communication in the outer space, our communication in signals, our communication in movement. Satellites plays a vital role in our life on this earth. Now, most of these satellites are made to stay in space with the sole purpose of it orbiting around the earth, emitting the signals to every location so that it will be uniformly spread across wherever locations we want to send our signals. Most satellite companies have ground stations that receive these signals from the satellite they send to space. So, for example, we have an internet provider, a satellite internet provider. Now, this satellite internet provider actually has satellite in space emitting signals to the base stations on this planet, that's Earth, to receive them and actually be transmitting them to their customers. Weather satellites also give data about the weather in our atmosphere so that with that data, we can base on it and predict weather patterns, years to come, future, and everything we want to do with weather. So these weather satellites actually also help these airport operations, flight control systems, and moreover, citizens of countries to actually plan their day-to-day activities. Satellites have so many important advantages in our daily life as human beings. Now, satellites comes in two different forms. We have the artificial satellite and we have the natural satellite. The artificial satellites are the satellites we humans launch to space to send us signals about something or about our mission we want to accomplish so that we get enough data about something and execute our plans. Now, these artificial satellites are built on launched by a rocket to the outer space. Some of them too are built here, not yet assembled. They launch to space, then it automatically or autonomously assemble itself in the outer space. Now, these artificial satellites, some are autonomously controlled by itself, some are being controlled by humans on this earth. Artificial satellites, there are so many types of artificial satellites you will find in space. Now, the Earth has over thousands and thousands of satellites orbiting around it. They are all playing important roles in their daily activities. Some satellites belongs to companies, belongs to other organizations, belong to governmentals, and so many on. Satellites in space actually or basically have lifespans. So no artificial made satellite is made forever. When a satellite is made, you have an expiring date. This day or within this month, it will complete its life cycle and so it will destroy itself and becomes debris. Now, satellite with a planned maintenance that it will very keep long, it will need maintenance. These satellites are built in such a way they can maintain themselves, or people are being sent there to go and maintain them. Right. On the other hand, we have natural satellites. Natural satellite. These natural satellite, they are satellites which are not built by human beings. In fact, these types of satellites are naturally made. It occurred or existed when our planet and other celestial bodies existed. These satellites orbit around bigger bodies. So in our solar system, that's the Milky Way galaxy. In our galaxy, we have various planets and their moons, which are classified as natural satellites. These natural satellites, what the main role they do here, for example, let's take our own natural satellite, that's the moon. The main role the moon does it helps us in calculating of the weeks, the months, the days, the years. It also has significant effect on our oceans due to its gravity. Now, our moon also, that's a natural satellite, gives us light in some places where or there are no lights, you will see the moon brightens the place. These are some of the benefits of our natural satellites. Natural satellites plays a very significant role for planets. Okay, we are moving to celestial bodies. When we talk about celestial bodies, we are talking about these heavenly bodies. The bodies that outer space, example, the planets, the moons, the comets, asteroids, the stars, the galaxies, and the solar system as a whole. Now, these celestial bodies, some known, some are unknown, exist to form part of the big entire universe. We have so many types of these celestial bodies. For example, we have planets, such as one we are living on currently. We have a whole lot of types of planets in our solar system. We have the natural satellite as being part of the celestial bodies. We have our moon. We have the Titan, that's Mars moon. We have Ceres and a whole lot and a whole lot. We also have celestial bodies such as asteroids. These are bigger rocks in space that are moving. We have another one at comets. Smaller rocks moving with a very high speed. We also have the stars. That's the burning gaseous gases. So stars basically are burning gaseous gases that are shining. We have the black holes and so many phenomena in our social universe. We all form part to become these celestial bodies. In our training, we will dive into each one of these to study them one by one and as many as we can. We move on to rockets. What are rockets? You can see here, rockets are jet propulsion device carrying either solid or liquid propellant that provide both the fuel and oxidize required for combustion. Rocket propels humans from this earth to the outer space. Without rockets, I don't think there is a better way for astronauts to get to space than using rockets. Well, maybe some people can fly. Well, if you can fly, you can go. But I don't think I've heard some sort of that before. All astronauts who have been in space or all people who have been in space uses rockets because of its power, maximum power, and its ability to actually exert enough pressure on the ground. It's able to lift from the ground to the outer space. Rockets comes in so many different types and parts. We have so many companies building rockets. Some rockets are tall, some are big, some are small. It differs in height, in size, and capacity. But the ultimate of every rocket is to reach the outer space. Some rockets are built to send satellites in space, that's the artificial satellites in space. Some rockets too are built to send human beings to space. So in every rocket, we have a payload session. So at the payload session, that's where you decide whether to send humans there or satellites to space. Rockets are very unique devices or unique machines that is one of the most cutting edge machines invented by humans. Without rocket, we can get to the outer space to explore and exploit what the resources or what is available for us outer Earth. Rocket uses fuels, and the fuel can either be a solid or liquid propellant. More specifically, rockets are launched on scheduled times. So you can't just build a rocket and launch it. No. Rockets are built place and given a certain time before it can fly. Now, when someone or when a company builds a rocket, they take into consideration a whole lot of things. Before a rocket can launch from this earth to the outer space, it would have gone under so many tests and experiments. For example, it will go under the combustion test, that's the burning of fuel. They will check whether the weather is suitable for launch. They will make sure there is no leak on the rocket, because the least mistake you do on a rocket, you will cause a heavy disaster. Rockets are built special and with special attention. So here are some of the things we will be learning during our course of the training. Planets, and specifically the planet called Jupiter. We will take a deep look at the planet Jupiter. We will also take a look at the planet or the planet's moon called Europa. It is Jupiter's natural satellite, Europa. We will take a look in a diffuse nebula in the Milky Way. When we talk about a nebula, the gaseous formation that's found in a galaxy. So one that's called Orion. We will study something about Orion. In the course of the training too, we will study something about the fundamental building blocks of stars, galaxies. So the stars, we will also take a look at the star. We will take a look at a very giant red star, hypergiant in fact. It is called VY Canis Majoris. We will take a look at it. We will also, as I said earlier, have a look at asteroids, pieces of rock left over from the dawn of the solar system. We will study how asteroids are, what is the formation of an asteroid, what does an asteroid even do. Of course, we will take a look at satellites, the body that moves around another body, both the artificial and the natural one. Then we'll take a look at rocket technology propelling humanity to discover the unknown universe. Lastly, but not the least, we will also take a look of something, we study something about extraterrestrial life. That's the alien life. Some believe they exist, some believe they don't. As I told you earlier, this is a very interesting class, and only interesting students are in this class. Curiosity will make you know more. We'll have a quick look at various space organizations and dive into what they do. Thank you very much for joining today's class. We'll meet again on our next meeting.